What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 88, EZPZ Podcast, coming at you from Studio EZPZ, Des Moines, Iowa, represent. Joining me this week, Andrew.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What up, man? Glad to have you back on the show. It's been a minute. Trey.
Hey.
What up, Trey? Nick.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What up, dudes? We got a full house up in here. 4 people, 4 mics. 4 guys, 4 mics.
4 sweaty dudes in a hot, steamy room, baby.
Yeah. I put this incense on just to, freshen things up.
We may or may not have clothes on right now.
Yeah. Well, they'll never know.
Clothes off cast? Cool.
We got a great episode for you this week. I got resident Mac Miller, Easy Mac fan up in here, Nick. So, like I promised on episode 87 with Lydia, I want to hear his viewpoint on that whole thing with his untimely death. Dancefestopia, he was in the field. Andrew, he was doing things.
I was there. I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Dr. Disrespect, one of Trey's favorite Twitch streamers, had his house shot at. So we're going to chat about that and how messed up it is. But first, Spider-Man just came out for PS4. You guys, you have a PS4. I know you do.
Yeah.
You don't have Spider-Man yet.
No. I play Fortnite, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
I was talking with our future photographer, videographer on Friday. We had a meeting with Andrew Farron. Shout out to him. He's phenomenal. But for our wedding, anyway, we were talking about Fortnite, how it's like a lifestyle game. It's
yeah. No, you really... It's one of those games, if you play other games, you're going to suck at us at Fortnite, so...
Yeah, so you got to go all in, commit to it. It's like League of Legends, Dota...
Yeah, unless you don't have, like, a job like me, so... Like,
Hey, congrats! You graduated from the workforce.
Yeah, no, totally.
At least
early retirement.
Yeah. Damn. Holy shit. Less than half the recommended age. Okay, so, though, back on track. Spider-Man came out for PS4 on September 7th. It's been getting amazing reviews. It's probably the best Spider-Man game. I mean, the last 2 came out on PS2, but everyone's been loving it. Then there was this story that came out that there is and I'm going to put it up on a video wall here. There is a marquee outside of a theater in the game. It's an Easter egg. So if you don't know what an Easter egg is, but it's basically just something that is hidden in the game, referencing either a real life thing, like in this case, or like another video game sometimes, like Dead Cells has a lot of stuff with Castlevania, Legend of Zelda. That's just a video game I've been playing lately. But anyway, it's like on the marquee outside the theater, it says, "Maddie, will you marry me?" So once this
is a heartbreaker.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's comedy. Yeah.
So we'll get into that though here. I've got the original tweet pulled up from this man, Tyler, whatever his name is, neckbeard. He tweeted out in May, "I need your help. This may be selfish, but I'm ready to propose to my girlfriend and want to do it in a big way. Insomniac Games, who are the creators of, or the developers, of Spider-Man. Is there any way you can put an Easter egg of Madison, will you marry me?" First of all, he asked for Madison. They put in Maddie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, and, second of all, his girlfriend didn't even follow him on Twitter. That's a red flag right there.
Well, Gail doesn't follow me on Twitter because she doesn't have Twitter. So
Right.
True.
Or that I know of. She has a secret Twitter, so she doesn't
Come on, girlfriend.
Right. You didn't have
Follow
any
your boys.
friends that saw this at any point.
Yeah, if there's anywhere we can blame Madison here, it's that she didn't follow him to begin with. So he asked them to put it anywhere in the game. They obliged, which is actually pretty cool. Oh, wow, we're not going to stand between love. But their response is kind of comedy, as Trey was saying. First of all, are you sure she doesn't check the Twitter replies, dude? He says 100% no. Is sure you can wait till September 7th? This is back in May, so, 4 months isn't too long to, thinking about or asking or setting something up, I don't think. Between the question and whatnot. We've just passed our 5 years in April, so I think she'll be around till September, is what he says.
Jeez.
All right, guys. Well, spoiler, she left him.
Oh, man.
She left him in July. She gave him 30 days to change her mind because she had realized over the last year of their relationship, so, that's a long time, that she had been unhappy. And this gets out somehow, and I don't know how, but I think games media just like reached out to Insomniac Games, and they kind of like shared like, hey, somebody asked us to put it in on Twitter. We did it, and he got some interviews, and he was just like pretty much dragging her, like saying like she left him for her brother, his half brother, and she broke his heart, and she's pretty much a piece of crap.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
that's a neckbeard way to be about the whole thing, you know? It's like, it's how it is, but anyway.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, you gotta protect your little self. So, no other media, I thought this was like interesting. No other media like got her viewpoint. Like, a relationship is a two-sided story, right?
At least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Well, yeah,
in their case, like a 2.5.
Oh my God. But she ended up getting like a ton of hate online, and like people were like
Death threatening her.
yeah, well, I don't know.
God.
It has not been confirmed that she got death threats, but she most definitely got like threats online for leaving this dude. She got interviewed though by the Houston Press, so I guess they live in Texas. And she painted the long relationship as like something that had deteriorated over time. She was unhappy. They moved in together with her parents when he was 15 and a half. They were both like 15.
Sure.
So
How old are they now?
like 21.
Yeah, sure.
So they're just stupid kids still, you know?
Yeah.
And she called the relationship like a mother-son relationship, where she had to remind him of things. She had to like lecture him on his like making poor financial choices. Sometimes he wouldn't even leave like the TV for multiple days at a time. He was playing video games the entire time. I mean, this is legit neckbeard. And if you look at his photo here on Twitter, at least his most recent one, he's totally a neckbeard.
Okay. Respect to the neckbeard culture there, though.
So I mean, he like really dragged her a lot. She actually got like, I'm glad she got a voice out there thanks to this writer for Jeff Runer for the Houston Press. And he actually did a good job like juxtaposing this to Gamergate. So I don't know if you guys know, we've covered it a little bit on the podcast, but it's just such a dark hole of the internet. Like, you could go down this rabbit hole forever, right, Trey? Do you have any idea about
Gamergate?
You don't know about Gamergate, Trey?
I play Fortnite.
I have one track mind.
I thought you would at least know. But no, that's cool. So basically what happened was this developer, like I think it was just a single woman developer for this depression video game, just like a PC game that was probably going to come on Steam, whatever it's called, where it's like indie games, you know?
Yeah.
She was dating a guy, and I believe he was part of the games industry somehow, a marketer or whatever, and he accused her of sleeping with like reviewers and sleeping with people to like get higher reviews on this depression video game, like and like it got out, and it was like horrible. Like, she was cheating on him and sleeping with other people in the industry to get good reviews. And this is like, and it was just legit just a jilted lover,
Yeah, sure.
like pretty much trashing her. It never happened. None of it ever happened at all. And it just basically the industry, who's always been like anti-women in a lot of ways, it's a boys club for sure. They realized, wow, we have a problem, and jilted lovers, jilted neckbeards are vilifying women due to their own inadequacies. So this is just like, we thought this happened like 5-6 years ago, I believe. We thought we were over it, right? Like, this whole like dramatic story between like a developer and a marketer went horribly awry.
Well,
and
recovery isn't a straight line. So I mean, it's like, hasn't been like that long of a healing process. Like 5 years isn't that like big of a cultural shift, you know what I mean? Like, it takes longer than that. So
True.
yeah, for sure, I agree. Yeah, you're right. So like, I mean, I thought we were kind of over it in a lot of ways, but this is just exactly the same thing. This guy, who's just a gamer, not like a part of the industry at all, he's just a consumer, he's like trashing this woman now for like apparently leaving him for his half brother, which is not true either. Like, she goes and gets clarification on the whole situation, she clarifies, that yeah, nothing ever happened. She just left him because all he would do is play video games. She never even wanted a proposal in a video game. A proposal is supposed to be something that's kind of like special. Like
you
maybe-
guys played Spider-Man games together or something, and you're like, oh, okay, here, check it out. Like, check out this theater. And it's like, oh my god, that'd be cool. But like, he's like, hey, check this out. Like, she's like, never seen this game.
Right.
He even says, I never even liked video games, never even played them. I just watched him to play them because I loved him. Like, she doesn't even say anything bad about him except for like the relationship sucked and sometimes it got violent, and she doesn't say like he hit her, but I mean verbally you can be violent and whatnot. And I just thought this was wow, like you were saying at the top of the show, Trey, comedy. Like, and I think it sucks for her because she had to delete all of her social media. I mean, that would suck. It's an inconvenience for a lot of people. I mean, that's how I stay connected with you guys for the podcast.
Right.
I mean, she had to delete all of that. She's just sitting here like, what the hell? Like, I'm trying to get my life together. I am motivated.
Yeah.
Nick.
Didn't they say something about they were going to offer a patch to like take it out?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up actually. So he reached out or somehow, like I said, that he got back in connection with them after the game came out a couple of days later saying, hey, yeah, we actually broke up. And then the head art director for Insomniac Games actually said, hey, you want us to patch it out? I'm sorry that happened. And he's like, yeah, can you put it in something like about my grandma getting me into Spider-Man? So I guess he's doing that. Like, he's just using, like, I would just say, yes, just patch it out. Like, dude, you don't get the spotlight anymore.
Right.
This guy sucks.
Well, he probably has like a flood of like gamer girls coming at him now. Like, that could have been me.
Can you,
this girl is ungrateful.
Can you change?
Oh my god!
You know I'm right.
True.
He's gonna have to activate his accounts. Too much attention.
I read something though that he wanted them to leave it in there and somebody else could use it or something.
Yeah, he said that too.
Yeah, and then so a couple days later, when then they actually interviewed the grandma or the dead grandma, they went to the graveyard. No, when they actually interviewed the Miss Gamble, the ex-girlfriend, apparently he had like changed his mind. Now he wants to like what's it called? Memorialize? Memorial.
Wow, dude, that's a hard word to
In
say.
memoriam.
You did just wake up 14 minutes ago.
Dude, I'm killing it.
I think it's Latin.
Memorialize?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Words are tough here in the lemon hole, guys. But he decided he wanted to do that for his grandma, who had gotten him into Spider-Man, the web slinger,
Aunt May.
Thanks,
It's just
Grandma.
funny. I love video games that have like a release and they come out and like everyone was so hyped on it. Then there's some weird dramatic story to like accompany it. Like we just covered Dead Cells in August, which I just beat this week. It's amazing. Oh man, dude.
You said you gave up on it too.
I did, and I kept coming back. Even last night I looked at the Nintendo eShop. I'm like, I'll buy a $10 game or something, or like I'll look into something.
Drama in the gaming industry.
We're all in like agreement that this guy's just a neckbeard, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, no, 100% entitled little fucking prick, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, oops,
He probably is a fart sniffer.
Yeah, he sniffs his own farts. Probably.
If he's not moving.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I guess if you're just sitting around playing video games all the time, you have no choice but to smell your own fart.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. They didn't even get her viewpoint on it. So, whatever. Moving on, though, I want to get Nick's. I know Nick was a big fan of Mac Miller. Are you sniffling already? Do I need to go get the Kleenex?
Shit. I told myself I wouldn't cry.
Pollen level's really high right now.
Can
Yeah, it is.
Can you hand me that white remote, Nick?
Got you.
Just right.
All right, Nick. Give us the lowdown on what happened, Mac.
Okay, so as everyone knows at this point, it's been a little over a week now. On September 7th, it was announced that Mac Miller had passed away at 26 years of age due to an apparent drug overdose in his California home. This one affected me a lot just because I've listened to him for a long time, since his early stuff. There's so much to unpack with this story, though. So he's always had kind of a drug problem, I guess, if you will, since he started to get famous, I guess, in my opinion, I would say. Because around 2012, he was addicted to lean, straight up addicted for a while, drinking it constantly.
So what is lean?
Promethazine, cough syrup.
Okay, just cough syrup?
And
It's
Sprite.
like codeine
and soda or whatever.
But
Like
So you mix it with a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
they
mix
just
it with anything like lemonade, like it doesn't even really matter.
Like,
Like,
people mix it with like Hennessy. Or like
probably, dude.
I mean,
That's,
I
like,
could see
fucked
that.
up. That'll like kill you.
it's a huge
Like,
thing in like the rap culture, I guess. People always talk about
for
it.
sure. Purple drink.
But he said that he kind of got into it because at the time when he like was started to become famous, he started to develop anxiety and depression, just because it was like a wave of becoming famous, and like he tried to deal with it somehow, and then he got into drugs, I guess, to cope. Which is kind of sad, but you see that a lot in the industry or just with celebrities in general. They kind of go down the wrong path. So he got out of that, thankfully, but he's always kind of been back and forth with drugs. 2 years ago, he started dating Ariana Grande. And then, so they had their thing for a while. They broke up earlier this year.
Yeah, I think they were together for like almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Right in that.
Yep. So
that's a long time in Hollywood.
Yeah, for two like pretty
Young.
big people in the industry, I guess. Her being a pop star, him being a pretty big rapper. So yeah, they break up earlier this year. He also had an incident earlier this year where he like ran into a light pole with his car.
Yeah.
You remember hearing about that?
Wrecked the G-Wagon.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
But then he sped off, and then the cops later found him and like found out that was him. Grande cited that the reason they broke up was because of his drug problems, I guess. But when this came out that he had passed, people were like berating her social media, like, this is your fault, you did this. So she had to like shut down her social media comments because of it.
The stuff on her Instagram was like legit disgusting.
Did you see
bad.
the
You
most
killed
recent?
You C word, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
Did you see the most recent video that she posted?
About
It kind of killed me.
I'll go
Did
ahead.
you see it?
Yeah, I'm glad she finally did. I mean,
Yeah.
the simple picture that she originally posted was
Right.
cool because it was at least like saying like
Something.
I'm acknowledging it. It's better than silence. Like,
Yeah.
I was still surprised how long like Wiz Khalifa stayed silent.
I know.
Or didn't say much of anything.
Yeah, that simple picture was actually really cute. It was like they were like in a park somewhere probably, and she was just like staring down at him. And she takes like a photo of him while he's like looking up to her.
Yeah,
Like, it just-
and it's got to be hard. I mean, she's in a new relationship, and then it's got to make it a little bit muddy. I don't know
Well,
how
I
that.
think she's engaged too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have to see the most recent one. She posted a video of them. They must have been out to dinner or something, and he was just like telling a story, and she just was taking like a candid video of him, and then he like realizes, and they're chuckling. It's just like so sweet. The thing that like really got me though is his hoodie. Did you read his hoodie? His hoodie says everything will be okay, which was like
Whoa.
so weird. And then there's so much to this. Like his album from 2015 was called Good AM, but it's like stylized as Go OD AM. So that was like another weird piece. And then, man, what else? There's so much.
What's AM? Is that his like actual initials?
No, just stylized
Morning.
like Good AM, Good Morning.
Yeah.
But like Go OD, like the dots, Go OD AM. I don't know.
And so many of his lyrics. I mean, if you go
He
back and you
always
listen, I
talks-
mean, you'll get chills because I mean, it's like so like perfectly situational. I mean,
Yep.
we've heard things like this from, I mean, Kurt Cobain and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always like little touches where you're like wow, like either that's very convenient or this is just crazy.
He always
like,
talks about, I don't want to go too soon, or like all this stuff in his lyrics.
Well, yeah,
But,
that's one of those things that you like might read into it like a certain way because of like the situations that have happened. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people have said like that about writers, where it's like,
Yep.
no, he didn't mean anything close to that, but
Yeah.
like you picked up like this social commentary that was convenient to your like
Yeah.
what happened. So
the Zodiac
Well,
thing, like, oh, this
yeah.
fits me.
That is totally true, but it's been like every album he's put out since like 2013 that he's like always talked about like some really dark shit about like his drug abuse or going too soon or his
it's like, when you're a drug user to the point where, I mean, you have so much issues that people are breaking up with you and stuff, it's part of your life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like legit every day you have issues with this stuff.
his last album or his latest album, Swimming, that just came out last month, talks about the breakup a little bit in there too.
They said that the entire album was an album to her, like.
Yes and no. Like I read article or like interviews where he said it wasn't supposed to be like
Right.
that. But I mean, there's definitely a few songs in it some lyrics that
And when I say they, I
Talks
just mean
about
like those kinds of people that would go to her
Critics
Instagram and comment her. Chads
Right.
and Brads.
Chads and Brad.
yeah, for sure. There was a tweet that he posted in 2012 that I thought was really crazy too. And this is going to be another thing where it's just like it happened to fit the narrative like you were saying, but he specifically tweeted in 2012 that said, "I'd rather be a corny white rapper than a drugged out mess who can't even get out of his house. Overdosing is not cool. You don't go down in history because you overdosed, you just die." He tweeted that in 2012. I thought that was nuts. And that's what happened to him.
There's
which is
truth
like,
to it.
Yeah.
It's
It's crazy.
super sad.
Yeah.
It's very
it's nuts.
sad.
You can't really make like the biopic movie
Right.
about somebody and like that's the end. I, mean,
I
that's-
know. Unless you're Kurt Cobain, where it's like such a. I mean, you literally.
I
have
mean,
blown
think
yourself
about
away
the
in
conspiracy around that. So
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah, exactly. There's a conspiracy. It's so.
I mean, you always have fans that want to
There's
speculate. I mean, it's
always going to be those. I mean, especially in the rap culture, for some reason, there's always like anytime a rapper dies, there's always now there's a conspiracy about it. The government did it or something.
Just because it's kind of like in general, probably not like so much Mac Miller, but like in general, rap culture is kind of like violent. There's all these beefs and shit. So like, oh, when a rapper conveniently dies, like when he's in a beef, like so if Machine Gun Kelly died tomorrow,
Right.
everyone
Oh,
would be
yeah.
like, Eminem sent out a hit, bro.
Yeah,
Eminem
exactly.
sent out a hit.
we told you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't poke the bull.
Yeah. Now, when we just this past weekend when we went and saw Childish Gambino, he stopped the show for a little bit and said some words about it, which I was hoping that someone would, and I'm glad he did. And then went right into kind of like a more melancholy song. So I thought that was really cool that he had like a little dedication to him.
Yeah, there's a number of artists that last weekend, like you said, September 7th, he died. They had some sort of tribute live at their show that weekend.
Yep.
Memorializing.
It's so weird. Like, I didn't realize like how many like people he like touched or influenced, you know. There's so many like artists that tweeted about it.
I didn't know how big he was.
Yeah. He's
Well,
huge.
he's been around a long time, so like at least even if he wasn't like a tier or whatever, like
Yeah.
he had been on a lot of these shows and festivals with like huge names and like definitely had like been part of that community to the point where
Yeah.
a lot of people know him and like had partied with him and shit, you know.
Well,
so.
yeah, and was dating Ariana Grande, which is like one of the
star,
biggest
yeah.
pop stars ever.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, he made a lot of friends for sure. One thing I found just today that was just posted is that they announced like his fortune and that he had, I guess, made a will back in 2013. So right around the time he like started blowing up, I guess. And
Smart.
he set up a trust and all of his money is going to his parents, I guess, which makes sense.
His parents were probably only like
They'll,
50.
they'll do the
Yeah.
right thing with it. I mean,
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
well, they need to like start some sort of like foundation first
Yeah.
of all.
Does he have
It's very
siblings?
possible. He
Yeah.
does.
He has
a
a
younger
brother.
brother, I
Yeah,
believe.
brother.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of gross. So like we're a week removed now from his death, right? I've been seeing just so much coverage of it, like his brother walking into the parents' house with beer.
Yep.
Like
Right, because
Leave-
they're
leave
setting
him
up for the
alone.
funeral.
just leave him alone.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bringing freaking beer over, saying crack some beers and discuss how their son and brother just died.
Right. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. TMZ, I love TMZ because they do great journalism. Usually when it comes to like, they're on the scene at a car accident with a celebrity, you know, Paul Walker. The videos that they can get from people, they offer like thousands of dollars for those candid videos from passerbys or whatever. But then they do this kind of stuff where it's just get out of their people's faces.
It's disrespectful a little bit for sure, but
I'm sorry you
That's
lost
about
one of
it.
your favorite artists. I mean, favorite rappers for sure, if not favorite artists.
he was
right?
definitely he was a bucket list artist for me for sure. I hadn't actually seen him live.
It
And
sucks
that
you
was,
got to cross him off for a different reason than seeing him.
Yeah, but you know he'll be remembered for all of his amazing albums though.
Yeah.
If it's kind of one of those things where if you never had really listened to him before, like now I would say it's a good time to just go back and check out his discography.
I'd say
like,
it's
once
probably
I-
the worst times because I
Well-
don't like to listen to artists like instead of see live.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He is
But,
like he is just like he was a true artist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his body of work and his like abilities, you'd
Yeah.
never know. I mean, like looking at him back in the day,
Yep.
I followed him forever before I knew he could pick up a guitar or
for sure.
a piano, drums. I mean, you name it, the kid figured it out at least to a level that he could perform it.
Wow. Okay.
And it was impressive.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that
I mean,
he was like
he got me into music.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa is like my A1, got me like heavily into rap for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
And then stumble up on Mac Miller, Pittsburgh people.
Yep.
And yeah, like he made me want to do music because
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like if
Okay.
you're white
There's, like-
and you're not Eminem, I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get in the rap game or
Yeah,
even like
yeah.
think that they're gonna want to hear me. But like
You
he's
have to
somebody
bleach
where
your
you-
hair.
Yeah.
you could be like, no, he could do it. I might be able to do it.
Yeah. Okay. I think
So
that
yeah, I mean,
made it a little more accessible.
last Friday I got my wings clipped in a big way when I heard.
Yeah.
And it's been tough as a fan, so I mean I can appreciate where Nick is too with it. It's
Yeah. It was it's crazy,
deep.
man. It's crazy.
dealing with struggles too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be more open to.
talk to your
Talking.
friends.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends. Get a support system. You're not
Yeah.
gonna fix it overnight, but
I mean, it's kind of
if
crazy.
you got
how-
somebody by your side, you have a less chance of
Yep.
the worst things happening.
Yeah, I mean, even at that big, you expect like millions of people to be behind you,
Yeah.
to support you and whatnot. So it sucks.
Find another positive outlet. Play video games. Do some other shit.
He probably played some video games.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did.
He's probably a gamer.
Yeah.
He's probably
Oh,
gaming.
He
up
tried
in
it. He
So-
tried a game proposal and it didn't go through.
Sorry, last bit on this and then I'll stop. But so everybody's assuming it's an overdose, and I'm guessing that's what it was. But he had been stating a lot of stuff to his fans, like after that accident, after him and Ariana's breakup. Like he posted a lot of statements to his fans, like I'm okay, everything is fine, we're good here. After the accident specifically, he said that too, like I'm alright. This was just an accident. Like I'm doing okay. And then this happened. So I'm like, well, one of two things. Either he really wasn't okay and this was kind of intentional, or it was just actually a freak accident and maybe he got some bad drugs or something.
He could have had a
Like-
health event. I mean, for all we
Yeah,
know at this
true.
point. I mean,
So
drug abuse wears
I
the
hope,
body.
so.
was
Yeah, it does.
Was he on to like heroin at this point, or like is
it
he
never
still
really
doing
said.
promethazine?
I
or-
never heard that. I heard
Yeah.
I heard comments
know.
on fentanyl and stuff, and we know
Yeah.
how bad that is right now.
Yeah,
I
that's just
mean,
crazy.
That's what I was thinking, that it could have been bad coke, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. Besides hearing about the lean thing and like coke and kind of your regular party drugs, I don't know if he ever got into harder stuff.
Yeah, well,
But-
because just the way that I'm thinking is like you're not really like if you've been like doing like lean since like
Right.
2013, like
Yeah.
the chances of you like overdosing is like really small because that's like super portioned out, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
literally
And
like
They said his house was swept. They're like, which I thought was kind of a weird thing. I mean,
Yeah.
his house is swept. There's nothing here. Like
Right.
maybe there was nothing there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they'll.
I bet his friends would clean out.
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
I think
Because that's who called. I mean,
if you're at
it's
a party
buddy,
and
right?
it gets busted, you start cleaning up. So I mean, it's that same mentality.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get more info.
I mean, it's going to be
what
released to the
specifically happened.
public here in the next couple weeks, I'm sure. The official, cause of death, which I believe is going to be overdose. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no question about it, but...
For sure.
Moving on, thanks, Nick. I'm sorry you and Andrew lost your homie, excuse me, but it just happened. Dr. Disrespect, Trey.
dude, he's
Who is he? Who is he for the listeners playing at home?
So
Yeah.
basically, he's a Twitch streamer, but he has like a kind of a twist on it where he's like super 80s out, and he's got this like black mullet wig, this giant mustache, and then these like visor glasses that are just like huge 80s. Like, honestly, you should pull up a picture for these guys if they haven't seen him, but.
I
At
keep
any
hearing
rate,
about him.
He's just like a hilarious like comedy streamer that plays these battle royales, you know, and any rate, he got his house shot at by crazy fan, I assume, and it's kind of like scary because he has like a family and shit, you know, but
He's like a middle-aged man, right?
Yeah,
He just
he's-
does this for fun.
yeah, well, I mean, does it for the millions and
I was gonna
millions
say,
of dollars,
right.
but-
Wait, so I thought
I'm
he has
sure
a
he is.
job. He has a real job.
dude, no.
He's that big?
Oh yeah. This guy has like 40,000 people watching him at a time, and like
Which
Probably
may not
like-
sound like a ton compared to like the 80, 90 million the new Kanye West video got, which is actual trash with Lil Pump.
well, this is like concurrent
Concurrent.
viewers. Yeah. It's not
So
like
every
a
time you're
YouTube
on, you're getting-
videos. It's like one guy, like while he's doing it live,
Live.
like he's got
Oh.
40,000 people watching him.
That's insane.
And I'm sure his YouTube content has like a shit ton of views too. but-
Yeah.
So when Dr. Disrespect was, and we're pulling up video or images here on the video wall, but yeah, you can see he just straight up has like a black mullet. He's got these dope glasses and that giant mustache. Is that mustache real?
Well, it's actually a poisonous Ethiopian caterpillar. It's not a mustache.
Oh my god, there's some major lore with this dude. I love it. That's how you get like people really sucked in.
Oh yeah, his hair is called black steel, and
like blue steel from.
I don't know if it's a call to that.
Maybe.
But
Zoolander, man, I loved it.
Maybe. And then the glasses are Google prototype scopes.
Oh my god, I love this dude.
That's funny.
Get you some.
Yeah, so is he just primarily a Fortnite streamer then?
No, he plays PUBG.
Okay,
and now he's on to the new Call of Duty Battle Royale.
So he's part of the private beta then.
I don't even know. Is it private right now?
Yeah.
I thought it was open, but yeah.
It might be, I guess. All I know is that 100 Thieves, the owner of that, did you see that video? Where he gets pissed off during the private beta because like the armor is too OP.
It is.
He throws his headset against the wall.
Nice.
The owner of a top gaming pro team on stream throws his headset against the wall, kicks like his trash can, and Dr. Disrespect did a video I watched this morning where he's like doing a live react to it, and like he just keeps like replaying the throwing against the wall. He's like scared. He's like in the stream like, whoa, where is this coming from? It was awesome. But yeah, so Dr. Disrespect was streaming when this happened. He called out. He left the stream. He left the chairs spinning, on the stream while he runs upstairs because he has wife and kids. And a window got shot out in the upstairs.
I didn't hear it was a window. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's even scarier. I thought they had just hit like the siding or whatever.
First time they did. This is the second time his house has been shot at.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this kind of calls back to swatting, if you guys know what that is. Where if somebody is live broadcasting, it's not only on Twitch. It's not only a problem with Twitch, but I mean, Twitch is humongous right now, so it is a big problem. But the viewers along the way gotten clues throughout watching thousands or hundreds of hours, if not thousands of minutes, whatever. Sorry, my math is
millions
off there.
of seconds.
Yeah, but throughout like their being a fan or maybe a troll of these streamers, they've gotten context clues where these people live. They will just call like the cops on these people, like, oh, there's someone getting hurt in this house. Yeah. And then the cops will break the door because of this horrible threat, like someone could be getting hurt.
Yeah.
And then they will
affect the stream or whatever.
Affect the stream, see it all live on the stream, hurt the person streaming possibly put him at gunpoint on the stream. Like they want to see like the worst things happen.
Yeah.
So this is like a call to that probably, but there's no one been caught. It's been identified as a BB gun at least.
Oh, it is a BB gun.
That's what I believe. That's what I read this morning. So even so, it's a gun.
Yeah, if it's a BB gun, I'm like way less worried. And honestly, he doesn't seem super concerned about it. At least when he's talked about it on stream, he's like, or on Twitter at least, he's like, yeah, I'm back. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow, going hard again. Like, but
show must go on. I like it.
The caliber of his crazies are low.
Yeah. As of right now, anyway.
It's just like a crazy concept that like people like through that medium like become kind of like close to you, and like it's like a one-sided relationship where that person doesn't have time for each of like the millions of their fans basically, and like the viewers like become attached to this guy and think he's like funny and cool and shit. But the fucking streamer has no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Sure.
And like maybe when this viewer can't get the amount of attention they want from their buddy, they kind of like lash out in some way, And I'm sure that's the same with musicians and like all famous people at this point, And
it's the lowest like example of that is someone being a big fan forever of this person, then tweeting at them because they didn't get attention once, calling them out, and then they get a tweet from that person saying, hey dude, what the heck, what's up? The famous person like replies to them, oh, I didn't expect you to see it. Like that's the lowest example of this happening.
Sure.
Like Stan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people stan these people. That's a good point. I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, the coverage the day after of this, and they seem pretty up in arms and pretty scared about the whole situation, much more than it sounds like Dr. Disrespect himself, which of course he's the main person we got to look to. If he's like, we got to like listen to him, what he has to say about it. But they say like with the whole Madden NFL tournament thing that just happened where 2 people were murdered in Jacksonville. Well, 3 if you count the shooter, I believe. they were just saying like gun violence in games. Like, what the heck? What's going on with this?
He did say that he was thinking about not going to TwitchCon because of how lax the security is and shit, and like with that, and like these guys are like legit like celebrities. Like that's what people don't understand is they have like bigger followings than like actual celebrities.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like it's like just way more intense, and like the fact that they don't have the security, but they've talked about it since that Madden shit. Like all of these cons and stuff are really like wanting to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all of these things have like fucking costumes and shit. It's like,
Right.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Not let the guy bring in his samurai sword? Like,
Well, he can't bring in a samurai sword.
well,
if it's
yeah,
real.
I know, but like,
I think
his
metal
fake
detect-
samurai sword, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Trey, but I think metal detectors are a good start. I mean, at the very least, they can detect a lot of things.
Oh yeah, totally. Wands, that's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, exactly. Wanding is, I mean, it takes a lot less money, I'm sure, than a metal detector.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really messed up. And like you were saying, Trey, I mean, I said it on the podcast a couple weeks ago, I believe. The gaming industry is bigger than music and film put together. I checked my stats, and as of 2017, it's more than bigger. It's like, I'm putting the numbers out here. You know, I'm a numbers guy this episode, minutes to seconds, whatever. But if the gaming industry brings in $100 billion a year, music and movies bring in like 90 together. So,
Okay, sure.
yeah, this for him to be one of the biggest Twitch streamers you are 100% correct. He's like the Ariana Grande of Twitch.
Dude, he would love that. I'm gonna tweet that.
I know
at him,
he is. Oh shit.
So I watch a lot of Twitch too, and so I hope people just come on, man, grow up. What the hell?
man.
Come on, bro. Can we just all be chill, man?
I gotta watch some of his stuff though. I'm not really a huge fan of PUBG, but
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty looks a lot better than PUBG. It's like, I'm not a big fan of like the realism shooters. It's like, I don't know. I just zone out the second I look at it. Like, I don't know.
because it's too pretty.
Yeah, it's not even pretty because like they always kind of have like a gritty, war-torn scenery, you know.
Sure.
So it's never like
Yeah.
pretty. It's like all the trees are missing their leaves and shit, and it's
Everything's
like
brown and gray.
nuclear winter and shit,
Sure,
or they're
yeah,
in the desert, and like, you
So
know,
you
it's
can't
like-
play Fallout.
Fallout's like a tough one for me. I like
Really?
Fallout, but like I have too much freedom in that game, and
Sure.
I just kill everyone.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't build any relationships if you're 6 feet
No,
under.
I'm just like, dude, if you seriously are gonna make me do anything else, I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking face.
I love that though, especially with New Vegas. They
Yeah.
it became a thing. Like
Yeah.
that was helped you in a way if you wanted to be that character. So that's an old game, 5-6 years old at this point. Fallout 76 comes out this fall.
I was just gonna say,
October.
I can't wait for that.
I think October, November.
I'm gonna.
There's a lot of good games this fall. I don't even have a PS4. I kind of want a PS4 for Spider-Man at this point. I love Spider-Man.
I want a PS4 for a lot
You
of
need
reasons.
fall games when you live in the Midwest.
Yeah. Get
Definitely.
chilly.
That snow's gonna hit the ground. We're gonna
Yep.
be hermits.
Well, it's
Yeah,
92
no shit,
outside
dude.
right now here in Des Moines, Iowa, but whatever.
Yeah, why the fuck is it 92?
Dude, it sucks. I gotta mow the lawn today. So, being a homeowner, man.
Rock your bathing
You need to
suit.
find like a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
strolling by. Get over here.
I'll bully him to mow. I won't pay him.
Top of the list of things you shouldn't say, you need to find a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, who said that?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just fucking
Now my
around.
Twitter's gonna get destroyed later.
No kidding. Let's move on to. I want to hear that Dancefestopia recap though. Andrew, you went to the last music festival of the year, really. I mean, I don't think there's anything else any of us, our crew, is going to be going to.
Yeah, I might go to
yeah.
Jawbreaker, but I don't.
No
you
way.
You can't even call that a festival.
Wait, time out.
Is
Are
it?
you serious?
I think I'm gonna go.
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, and
Dude,
they
it's gonna be
added
intense.
Grizz,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
so like that was like
Saturday night or Sunday
Grizz
night?
is tight.
I haven't
Grizz
even
is
looked
tight.
since they added him, so I don't want to make it up.
Man.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker is Sunday night, October 29th. It is
Milwaukee.
28th.
Milwaukee's not far away and it's fun.
I've never been there, so since the show doesn't start till 6:30, I can like
Yeah.
explore if I can.
Yeah, for
not
sure.
run over or something.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I would love to go. A friend of the show, Alex Bush is going. I would love to go because Odessa and RL Grime play the same night.
Right.
RL Grime opens for Odessa, two of my favorite EDM electronic acts of all time. But anyway, let's move on.
Dance Fest.
Yeah.
2018, Mudfest 2018. Yeah, we rolled into there Friday, same day as we found out we lost Mac. So
Yeah.
it was like a rainy, muddy,
Oh
just
man,
like, you're
I
like
know, right?
the
Melancholy
world
day.
was crying.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But,
Didn't you say like someone just like yelled
No,
it
yeah,
out?
like very early before we even like registered it, somebody's like, "Did Mac Miller die?" But as you know, in festivals, like
Sure, yeah.
people scream out what
Crazy
what the fuck
stuff.
ever.
yeah, yeah.
No, so we're setting up and it's raining, so we're wet.
Yeah.
So the first day was just a soggy mess. The music was unbelievable. I actually liked the rain. I talked about it for a long time. Like if you have rain at the right time during a show with the lights, it can be epic, and it was.
Yeah.
So like raindrops going through lasers.
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I've definitely seen that a few
Let's
times.
add
It's
to
great.
the sensory overload. But no, I mean it was amazing. Their lineup was kick ass. I mean there's a couple acts that I would have switched where it's like, I wish they
Yeah.
closed out. Like I want Millennium to close out.
Yeah,
That's because
true.
I like Millennium, so that's one-sided as can be. But no, I mean I got to see Rez for the first time. She's just
What'd you think?
she just wears you down, but it's amazing. I mean, wow, and you're just a
Yep.
puddle on the ground by the end of it. But no, I mean she's amazing. I mean it's amazing to see a girl in the industry just
Yeah,
in her own realm. I mean
Really
she's doing her own thing.
blowing it up. Yeah.
So that was amazing. They were super on top of all the rain, which I thought was cool. I mean I've been to festivals, 515 here, we love it, but we pick on it because it's ours.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could have left everything muddy and everybody would have figured it out. But I mean, they
Right.
were in there mulching and stuff. So by day 2, day 3, you'd have never knew it rained.
That's good.
So that
Wow,
was
I'm
awesome.
happy to hear that.
They had PK sound systems in there, and they were
Yeah.
crystal clear. It was amazing.
Good sound.
Vending was a little on the low side, but they had really big name people. They had Third Eye Pine Cones.
Okay.
I got mine. Got
Oh,
the
nice.
Girl one.
Nice.
A couple other ones got us. We all have those. So Pineapple
Awesome.
Gang.
That's all.
And Pinecone Gang.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even have to fix that. That actually worked. We have
How
both
do I
of
get
those
the
things.
Pineapple gang? That's what I'm trying to
You
get
want in?
into. Yeah.
We'll
Pineapple's
initiate
like-
you right at the closing of this.
Oh, cool.
Just remember you asked for it.
Oh, shit.
We shove a pineapple up your ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
That's how you get into this friend group.
Do not tease me with a good time.
So vendors were a little bit low. How was the stage setup? How was the...
Stage setup, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, as we were seeing it come together, Dance Fest was really good about putting stuff out to the public as far as like, here's what we have coming.
Yeah.
So like heading there, I'm like, man, they threw a big like green head. I mean, which was awesome. But
Sure.
They threw a big green head in the middle of a just regular like steel setup,
Yeah, yeah.
and this is like
So
kind
what
of
was the
plain.
theme?
It was Wizard of Oz, like Emerald City theme. So we expected like the stage to be like the Emerald City, like green and color
Sure.
and like just epic. It wasn't.
Was there a yellow brick road?
There was. It was about 6 feet wide and probably like 20 yards long. So
Okay.
it wasn't like crazy,
Oh, yeah.
but they did it really good for a photo op.
Sure.
People were all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Dance Fest was really free, which I thought was cool. I mean, they would make sure you weren't getting hurt, but if you wanted to like climb on something, they weren't like all over people like get down. Or,
Sure.
like-
Was there a lot of security guards on the premise though?
security guards, they were placed. So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
stage heavily, always like the small police presence, but
Sure.
I mean, I didn't see anybody needing like carted off, which is always good. I think the
Yeah.
rain probably helped. It kept the temperature was down.
Yeah.
The nights were cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's nice when you're gonna sleep in a tent. Give me cold.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah.
okay with that too.
But yeah, the art stuff, they were really good about like they had different, obviously with it being Emerald City, so they had a mural that was a live one that they did throughout the show.
Okay.
They had huge blow ups. They didn't have a lion, which kind of pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how you gonna do Scarecrow, Dorothy, Tin Man, and like the lion? Like, where's he? They're like, he was scared to come. Like, he's nervous.
No
Lions
respect.
are endangered, bro. How entitled of you. Like,
No.
you can't bring in lions.
If you guys have like any more questions, please shoot them my way. I don't want to miss something. But it was a great weekend. I mean, that was my first camping trip.
Okay.
Okay.
Camping festival then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Tight.
What do you think about that versus us having like 515? I know it's like not exactly the best representation of like a non-camping festival compared to like something like Lollapalooza, which is like I like to put it as like hotel and camping, but like, so what's the differences? What'd you like about it?
Oh, I mean, if you side by side them, they both have their pros and cons. I mean, I like that. I mean, if you go somewhere here, let's say, and we're all like teaming up to go to 515, it's very easy for people to be like, you know, I'm gonna head home,
Right.
Because everybody has a home.
Yeah.
In
20 minutes away. Whereas when it's people camping, they don't leave or they can't, so they just, even if you weren't gonna hang out, you will. So that's cool. It keeps the camaraderie throughout the night.
Yep.
You gotta be prepared to be social pretty much 24/7,
I'm
or just go in your
interested-
tent.
You guys always talk about how like forest. You guys love forest. I haven't got to go yet, but how it's flat.
Yep.
I'm interested in a flat camp because I mean, you can go to a 2-day festival and by the end of it, your legs are roached. So adding like mud, hills, trees, like
So there's a lot of hills, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like all the camping was up, and then like you basically walk down to any of the stage area.
Okay.
Wow.
That's cool.
Okay, so was it camping? You were camping in the festival grounds? It wasn't segregated?
It was in like you had to go through a gate, but it was like right there. I mean, it's
Oh, wow.
it was on like a square plot basically of land, so it wasn't like a long rectangle or anything.
It's probably something closer to like summer camp. You camp within the
Yeah.
festival grounds at summer camp as well. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Forest is flat, sure, but it's like so big. Like
It's so long, yeah.
from the entrance to the end of the forest, it's almost exactly a mile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
From our last camp,
So no matter what, just don't worry about your
yeah,
weight.
the last
yeah, no, you're gonna be completely.
the last place we camped, I timed the farthest stage you can get to our campground with a shuttle ride, 30 minutes. Just to get to our own, like, so if you're walking, there's some campsites that you're walking a couple of miles even to get to the entrance.
And that
like,
can be a struggle with set times and stuff.
Oh,
it
man.
is. No, it totally is.
You're gonna miss a lot of artists on festivals. So like, how did that work out? Did you miss anyone that you wanted to see? Who were your top?
They
like,
prioritized really good. That's actually a good point that you brought up. I didn't miss anybody I wanted to see, but like this is the first instance where I ran into wanting to see an artist and
Sure.
they start playing and going, this really isn't doing it for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
wow.
I thought Space Jesus brought the house down at 515. I mean, not by any means my top 3 performances, but he did a really awesome job where he was in the lineup. I loved it. And he was just, it was a very like one level performance the whole time we stood around. Crazy. And I mean, when you're at something every day, I like artists that like it's up down. Like give me some
highs and lows, yeah.
Give me some high electronic shit. Give me some wobble. On down the list.
Let me rest for a second and then bring it back.
Yeah, like make me cry.
Yeah,
Make me really happy. Make me hug my friend. Make me want to grab a drink.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. So your favorite is probably Rez?
Yeah, Res or Adventure Club or...
So Adventure Club, were you a fan before the festival?
A fan, yes. I mean, loosely. I've noticed that you can't even really understand an artist until you see him live. I mean, there's people that I can't stream their music and enjoy it, but then you see him live and you're like, I'm so surprised.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, a small artist can kill a show.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So...
But when you go back to those artists, like when you try to stream them again, do you like them then?
Yeah, because it's like you attach like an experience to it. Like
Yeah.
there's songs you don't like, and then like when you're there with your friends, you're like, oh, this is cool.
In the moment.
So then
it
when
was
you
like
listen to it the next time, your mind's like there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
For
almost
sure.
like when you see them live, you're like you learn their language, and
Yeah.
then like you can like dissect and like understand it.
For sure.
That's that's cool. So Dancefestopia, where is it?
It was in Lasinge, Kansas.
Okay, so like 3 hours.
I think it was like 45 minutes south of Kansas City.
Okay, so closer to 4 hours.
Yep.
Not too bad.
It's a big 4 hours.
You guys got home like Monday after the festival then? You didn't leave do anything crazy like leave Sunday night?
No.
Okay.
It felt like we did.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we were in bed by like 5, I think, and we left at like 9:30.
Dang. Where'd you
But-
eat? I love to hear what people eat on the way home. Like, what'd you indulge?
I think it was Wendy's, honestly.
Okay.
Yep.
Shout out Wendy's.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
This episode
Not
brought to you by.
sponsored.
Yeah.
Like, who's Wendy's?
but if you want to sponsor us, go
I'm
right
pulling
in.
up this lineup because I want to at least make sure everybody knows who I did like.
I would say that I heard a lot of people mention the Adventure Club was like a top act for them.
Yeah.
A lot of people
in our friend group.
From Iowa went, and I heard multiple times that they had a great set.
I mean, since you can't pick out who closes out a show, when they do it and it's truly like I said earlier, like it literally got better the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like every day it constantly improved, so it kept you interested because you get tired. So
yeah, for sure. You got to keep the energy.
It's one of those
up.
things. As soon as you have like one set that is a killer.
Yeah.
You either gotta like walk away or you're gonna like slow your roll big time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like with bringing it back to Forest is I feel like on Sunday is usually like a pretty big banger as far as artists are concerned, even though by that point you're usually dead because you've been through 3 days of a music festival already. But
I usually don't even like have a sip of alcohol on Sunday. I usually just spend $40 at the vendors, just eat a bunch of food.
But I do have to say, before this whole Dance Fest stuff ends, I have to shout out a smaller artist.
Okay.
They had like late night tent shows, and we saw an artist, Wookie. It's
yeah.
WUKI.
Mm-hmm.
He just killed it. I mean, we got right up front. I messed up my inner ear because of this.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, man. But no, I mean, if you haven't heard his music, check it out. He literally put on a hell of a show. So
yeah, I've heard.
Shout out to him as being somebody I didn't know, didn't care to see. And
so he played in the festival, or like, are you saying out?
After the main stage shuts down, they run this until they ran it one night until 5:30 because Manic Focus had a 4:30 a.m. set.
Holy.
To give you an idea.
Oh yeah.
But I know, I think he was somewhere in like the 1 to 2 a.m. sets was his.
Sure.
But
Right on. I'm not used to hearing another camping festival going on till like 6 a.m.
That's
Wow,
legit.
that's pretty respect.
yeah, we loved it. It always sucks when they shut down too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
After you've been like fed fun all day, you're like, no, I have to make mine.
Yeah. Dang. Cool. Well, I'm glad somebody else got to participate in the music festival thing. I mean, we're pretty much done, right, Nick?
I mean, I guess so. I think we're all trying to figure out something for New Year's.
Yeah, Snowda.
Snowda.
I mean, I'm going to Snowda.
Yeah.
You're going to Snowda. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I would consider that a festival. It's definitely a
But
festival.
I just mean like the summer festivals are done.
Yeah,
We're
probably.
not going to anything
I mean,
else.
I think
Well,
they're
it's
all.
fall.
Well, last year we went to. It is fall, actually, officially as of next week, right?
I think. I don't know.
It's like Wednesday night or something. But we went to Voodoo Music Festival last year in New Orleans. That was like a fall festival. It was awesome, but nothing this year. Trying to save
Super
that
nice.
dough,
Super
Raimi.
jealous of that. I'm still ready to do a multi-genre festival.
Oh yeah,
man.
for sure.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Moving on, guys. Let's talk about the FDA declaring vaping an epidemic for youths. The youths of the world.
Epidemic. As this man's been
Andrew's been vaping up in here on his Juul. I don't know how you do it, dude. If I do one night, just out drinking, like on Friday night, I vaped a little bit yesterday. I woke up, I'm like hacking up my
Well, yeah,
lung.
they say one of these pods is a pack of cigarettes, and when you wake up, it is.
You feel
it.
horrible. I think I've been getting headaches all week from nicotine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's possible.
And then you'll stop. And
I mean, I'm throwing mine out after this week. I think I'm over it. It's just not making me feel any better. And it's also like the phlegm and like the drainage, like my nose is draining, even though I'm not like blowing it out of my nose. So that drains into my throat, which is like gross. On top of the fact it like makes your breath smell bad. Yeah. I mean, it's just all these like little things. But the FDA, considering halting sales of major manufacturers' flavored e-cig liquids. The commissioner, Scott Gottlieb, declared youth vaping an epidemic, and he's giving the 5 main brands 60 days to come up with a robust plan to combat like marketing and advertising to youths. These 5 brands include what you're holding in your hand, and my favorite, Juul, which is honestly the middle schooler's choice right now.
well, the quality is just super high. I've had like one fail, and I've probably owned 10. So.
Yeah, and they're so cheap. To get a good rig, and I'm doing those quotes because that's what people call them, rigs, for like a nice vapor that's a vaporizer, which is humongous, like those huge bulky ones. It's like $100-$120 to get a nice one. I mean, I used to use one. Lydia had got me one for my birthday a few years ago, and so vaping is so interesting to me. Before we move any farther with the actual FDA story, I vaped, I got one for my 25th birthday, I believe, 2015. Right before Somerset, I got it, and I liked it a lot. And then all of a sudden, I've noticed my teeth were getting super sensitive. I don't know if that's happened to you, Andrew.
Yeah, I had a rig back. Everybody did. I mean, before these, you had some version of a rig, even if it was like the thin pin style.
Exactly.
But those, most of them also had like a metal mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So, if you have a metal thing like on your teeth all the time...
Okay.
Yeah. That's part of it, I think, too. And, what's weird about vaping is everybody looks at it and they're like, this is healthier. But actually, it's like, no, we don't know as much about cigarettes as all. Like, we don't have as much bad things to say.
Right, yeah. Cigarettes have been around for hundreds of years. 100 years at least, just straight up, like all these companies.
Well, they've been smoking tobacco forever,
Right.
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Millions.
necessarily in like the cigarette form, but it's the same
Sure.
shit. You know, I guess cigarettes have rat poison in them.
Right.
Are probably more addictive or whatever. But
Yeah. People are addicted to rat poison.
But they're not going to be able to combat this, is what I mean.
Man,
when
it's gonna
I
be
read
tough.
all these and like I'm interested because like as a consumer of a product, I try to stay at least decently knowledgeable on it. And it's like, how are they going to do it? Like, you can't fight drugs, you can't do anything to cigarettes, and now you're going to attack like this. Like, I just don't see how. Like, how are you going to make something not attractive to youth? Like, you made it more attractive by saying don't do it.
Right.
You
And
can't give people ultimatums because they're
That's
just
fair.
Instantly, like, oh, don't do it, it's bad. Like, I want to do it now. Like, as a young person, I mean, even if you're not that way, like, you are that way. Like,
well, people
yeah.
can drink when they're like 16 in like Europe.
yeah.
I mean, and that like helps a lot with like dumb decisions like like DUIs and car accidents and all that stuff. But I mean, so my teeth were getting super sensitive. I was like getting super phlegmy, kind of like I am with this Juul. What else? It was horribly inconvenient. Like, it's a huge bulky thing. If you have it in your pocket when you're out and about downtown or whatever, I mean, it's almost like you have to have a jacket just to hold it. And then it would spill. It would leak everywhere. So these new ones, like the top 5 brands, Juul, Views, which is by R.J. Reynolds, which is the tobacco company that owns Marlboro and all that. Mark 10 XL, which is the one that has been on sale forever.
The
at
most
Come and Go.
affordable one ever.
Yeah. And I just bought one actually just to try it out.
They
And
suck.
Yeah, I hated it. Sold it to Clem. Made no money back. 'cause
Suck it, Clem.
Their flavors are
literally
garbage.
suck it.
So maybe if they do the flavors, they can. Because I do think the flavors of that is bad.
Yeah.
That's one of like the commentary things that they're going after. Like, the fruity flavors are attracting youth. But at the same time, like, you could fill this with whatever you want. So it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so
we'll
Juul is
going
gonna have to seal these and then have like shitty flavors because like adults like shitty flavors. And
Yeah.
It's like coffee and bourbon. It's the only 2 flavors you can get.
like
Wild
cigarette.
turkey
What's
flavor.
the flavor? Cigarette.
Flavored vape. That's so baller.
So Blue and Logic 60. Those are the top 5. So Juul, Views, Mark 10 XL, Blue, and Logic 60. The top 5 brands make up for 97% of e-cigarette sales in the U.S. I
Wow.
thought that was insane. Those 5 brands. So that means far and away, just like what I'm saying, the reason why I have a Juul, the reason why I'm vaping at all is because it's so convenient. It's so low price. You can get one for $20. You can get pods for like $3 to $4. I mean, it's like $8 for like a vial of liquid. It's like $120, like I said, for like a good rig for like these other giant bulky ones that adults are using. 2 million middle school, high school, and college kids are using e-cigarettes reported. You know, these statistics.
It's more.
It's so much more.
It's more.
I mean, it's more, yeah. These statistics, you got to take them with a grain of salt. But they say 12% of high school kids have used an e-cigarette in the last 30 days. 3% of middle schoolers. I guess that's not that crazy. 3 out of every 100 smoked a cigarette. Let's think about 15, 20 years ago. Sounds about right. I know for a fact my sister tried cigarettes in middle school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I know several
Same.
people that have smoked since middle school. You
Right.
know what I mean? And, like,
insane.
started 8th grade, like, and then just boom, all the way through high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
There's a story in this report off of the USA Today that a 15-year-old was able to get free Juul pods, the cartridges, just by registering under his father's name to sign up for a mailer
Oh yeah.
online. So with the use of the internet, it's so easy to just put your father's birth date and name in and then get those mailed to your house. I mean, kids get out of school at 3 p.m., mail gets home, then they get to the mail
Yeah.
before the parents, you
Well,
know?
I ordered direct from Juul. I'm old enough, obviously, but I ordered and it was no big deal to order it.
Yeah.
Anybody could do it.
All you have to do is put your birth date in. You can say you live in
Well,
born
the little
1950.
kid doesn't have a credit card anyway, so if they have access to their parents' credit card, they can handle the rest. I mean,
Yeah, totally. The mother was interviewed, and she said that she reached out to Jewel about this, and Jewel said, we can block your husband's name on the mailer. That's like not really adequate enough. I mean, what else?
But at the same time, it always goes back to like raise your kids.
Oh yeah,
Like Jewel shouldn't have to be like, okay, like
no, we're gonna change our whole business plan because your kid got onto the website and ordered one time.
And like there's still parents also like, I don't have a specific example, and you don't know the people I know out there, but there's also like the parents like right when vaping came out, I saw like kids that were younger and were on like the zero nicotine.
Yeah.
Like for the flair of having like a vape.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think that's probably like half of it is just the people that want to do it like because it's cool. Like,
that's the equivalent of like O'Doul's at a party, right? 0.03% alcohol.
Look guys, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Nick, when you were sober, you used to drink O'Doul's sometimes.
I didn't.
Oh.
No.
Cool. I was going to say, well, I respect you much more now than I ever have now.
Well, it's just like, I knew what beer tasted like before. I was like, I wasn't going to put myself through that if I didn't.
It's still not good. We just...
Yeah.
There's some beers out there I like. But I feel
no, now I'm getting there, but...
I can relate to like all beer being
I like bad
'cause
beers.
Like, I like bad beer too.
Like notoriously, the beers people don't like, I like.
Yeah.
Busch Light is just too much for me, and like I can handle almost every bad beer, but like Busch Light, Natty Ice.
I just can't do Keystone after
after
college.
Out.
There was like no carbonation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like flat, or like someone spit in it before you like got it. It's like
beer water.
Someone like spit their chaw into your Busch Light before they serve it to you.
Oh my god!
It's a sparkling water with a hint of chaw. And
this is the worst kombucha ever.
Oh man.
So as you vape, god dang it.
I know. I hope I can hear that. The little sizzle.
What do you guys think about, though, the FDA giving the 60 days to these top 5 companies to come up with a robust plan? I mean, what the heck does that mean?
I guarantee that's backed by like a fine.
Yeah.
That they're just going to pay. I mean, you talked about the money they make.
Probably.
So.
Oh, man. So, Juul, I don't know if I mentioned this on this episode, maybe other episodes, but Juul has been valued at $16.7 billion just earlier this year.
Yeah.
And a company from that was nothing and now is like, geez, they're like the top dog in the game.
I really just heard about him within like the last year from you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Andrew's the one that got me into him because I just noticed he had these like this little is so like
you can it's
attractive.
Just an attractive thing. I mean, you see somebody do it and you're like, what is that? Like,
yep.
Let me try it. And
well, I love nicotine. I just hate cigarettes.
It's I gotta say it's probably the most potent nicotine that I've ever done. Like besides if you have a rig and you went out and you bought like 6% juice.
Which is what I used to use.
These are like 5. So, but I mean, for like a little small
it looks
thing,
like a little USB, right?
Yeah, like a flash drive.
A flash drive.
It's got a kick, so it's nice. Because I mean, I don't want to like stand there puffing on something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it's cool like that.
Yeah, no, the huge.
Like
I
want like as an adult, I do want to be discreet. Or, like,
right.
If I want to do it like at a restaurant. I'll go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna like puff clouds like in my booth.
Right.
Applebee's.
No, I totally agree, dude. I'm not a big fan of the clouds.
Driving down the road.
Oh my gosh, I just saw it.
Billowing out the window.
They were actually listening. The person that was doing that just like a week ago was listening to Childish Gambino. So I was like, all right, I hate you, but I like you.
50-50.
What I think the companies are going to do with this shit is just make a bunch of those like half-hearted commercials that they made like in the 90s for cigarettes where it's just like literally like a falling cigarette and then it hits like, smoking kills. So that's like the whole commercial, you know, just like because they had to put that shit out, you know, by like requirements, so they made shitty commercials. Like, but
they're gonna put up a couple of like 18 like with the flash stickers on their walls and like, around
I think if they
when
could
they're
make
selling
them burn cleaner, like if there was no like puff of smoke or vapor or whatever, I don't that might get rid of a group of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm done with mine. I think
it's just like social flair. I think for the young kids.
Got it. Make it look like a penis.
True. Nick is on. Dude, the companies need to hire this guy. He's thinking outside the box.
But then I'd have to run out and buy the penis one.
Limited edition. You get a black penis.
Exotic.
You get chodes, you get all kinds of flavors, and then that's gonna cut out a lot
Will
of
it
your
still be like
market.
USB, or are we gonna like jump up to like?
You choose your size.
What other plug could you get? Like, how would you
this
charge?
is like a dryer, like 210 plug.
A dryer outlet one. Jesus. That would just blow your brain.
Magnum.
You just straight up use like the car, like electric car
Oh,
ports.
oh,
in the
yeah.
garage.
I'd be springing for the smaller one. I mean,
Yeah.
how discreet this is.
What are we gonna do, guys? What are we gonna do about these youths? They interviewed. They have a picture in this story of like a 14-year-old with this giant cloud. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with these kids?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
We don't have to do shit.
I think we're gonna have like a chunk of people like these kids are gonna grow up. We're gonna have a bunch of raspy voiced adults in like 10, 15 years. We're gonna have a bunch of like.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
We already have those from cigarettes, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just gonna be the same shit.
That's the thing. We don't know the long-term effects of these, so it's
I bet
probably
a bunch
gonna
of
like
people
fuck
are
up
gonna
a
grow
lot of
hands
kids.
out of their faces, and
Yeah.
then that'll be the new thing, just because.
And that little hand will be holding the jewel, so that their hands free.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
that's
It's
little,
adaption.
we're gonna have a protective coating inside our lungs, so when like the ozone gets bad, they're gonna be the only survivors.
Oh my shit!
Evolution.
Correction,
It's
we are gonna be the only survivors, guys.
Crystallize your lungs, but then in a good way.
No,
That
just-
is so
if you don't
funny.
want your kids juuling, parent your kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know, and it's hard. It's impossible.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, don't be a parent. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I was a good kid and I wasn't great, so.
I'm thinking to myself, what am I like? But if I were to smoke, what's the difference? Well, my lung capacity for sure is down. Like when I run on the treadmill, I feel it from these vapes, from the vaporizers. I don't smell bad, I guess. My breath doesn't smell like cigarettes. My like clothes don't smell bad, but my breath is smelling like bad from this drainage. I can tell.
Oh yeah.
I have this drainage, so I'm like constantly clearing my throat. And my tongue, my taste buds are like getting affected with just like a normal cigarette. Like there's not really that much trade-off.
Yeah.
It's the convenience, and I guess my clothes not smelling like cigarettes is really it. The money is close. No, it is a lot less. It's $4 a pod versus what not.
$5, $6, $7 a pack of
$8
cigarettes.
now, yeah, for a
$8.
pack of Marlboros. It's insane.
Yeah, no, I think I'd just still smoke cigarettes if I was like,
Yeah.
doing that, because like
Just-
at this point it's like vintage to smoke cigarettes, and you'd
Right.
be like, I don't know, I'm
James
getting
Dean.
old, and you can just be like
Leaning up
baller
on
about
walls
it.
and shit.
Yeah, no, I just smoke Black and Milds. Fuck it.
If you're going to-
Backwoods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for real.
backwards.
Moral of the story, I think Nick's right. We don't have to do shit.
What is he
Uh,
smoking?
I was gonna say though, the other day
It's all wet.
Melted Tootsie Roll?
I was at a stop sign and there was a car coming from the other lane and turning in front of me, and I don't know what it was exactly, but it looked like two older parents, like in their 40s. A mom was in the passenger seat smoking a cigarette, and then there was this kid that looked like he was 12 in the backseat, also smoking a cigarette.
Whoa.
I was like, I don't know the dynamic there. It looked like a family. Maybe it was just, I don't know. The kid looked young as hell though, and I thought it was weird.
It was
I
an
was
Uber driver and the guy that got picked up.
like, could have been.
Every year you get older, like the 18-year-olds look younger.
Oh,
like,
dude,
so
that's true.
That kid was probably fucking 18 and bought his own cigarettes and everything. It's
Dude,
just we're fogies.
I
bro.
hope not. We also went to McDonald's the other day, a little hangover treat, and the kid that took our order, that took my money, I swear he was 11. He looked so young. It was insane. Obviously, he
He was
wasn't,
14, but still.
but he
Well,
looked
Ben
tiny.
Wolf looked 11 until the day he graduated. Dude. Like,
Who
for
did?
real, Ben Wolf.
Oh,
I
okay.
graduated with him, and he
That was me.
looked
Yeah.
very, very young up to graduation, because like he's not a super tall guy and like just like baby face
Yeah.
dude, and
That's interesting you brought him up. He's actually in town this weekend. We're supposed to get together, but he hasn't like shot me a text or anything.
Oh, no.
dude, you're
Well,
getting snubbed.
well, no, he's got family.
I'm just joking him.
Yeah, he's got. I honestly, if we
Ben,
don't
if you're
see-
listening.
yeah. But guys, I'm not gonna be vaping at the camping trip that we're supposed to be going on soon, I think. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep vaping? That's what I wanted to ask you on this episode, Andrew.
I'm sick of buying them.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while they were pretty cheap around here. I mean, you could get them for like $10 for the battery, and now they're up to like $40.
Oh.
So I mean, if I lose this one, I'll probably be done. I don't need it. I didn't smoke before.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh,
So
you
that's-
didn't smoke before?
I didn't smoke before.
Oh.
I only ever socially smoked.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you're in the bar and you're drinking with somebody and I'm going to go grab a smoke, you're not going to, like, stand at a bar and wait for them. You're like, I'll go with you. And then I'm not just going to stand here while you smoke in my face. I'm going to smoke in your face, too.
Yeah.
No, so I used to socially smoke all the time.
That's how I am, too. And I think you bring up a good point. In this article, they just keep saying the argument that you're getting vaporizing companies have. Yeah, they're getting they're getting smokers it's a better alternative. Yeah. And like you were saying, Nick, we don't know the long-term effects, but it's a better alternative. But I'm sitting here like, I was never a tobacco, like I did for a while when I was a kid, and I did when Lydia and I first started dating, we both smoked, and then we just completely just quit. And went to vapes, I guess, for a little bit. But anyway, what I'm saying is like there's no appeal for me when it comes to smoking cigarettes. I feel like the lung capacity thing was the biggest thing for me. Like I could notice when I smoked on Monday or Tuesday, it would take me forever to get back to like being able to feel like I could run on a treadmill again. But yeah, there's no appeal to me, and I'm not jumping from the tobacco ship, the combustible tobacco, to this like nicotine, burning nicotine thing.
I bet that company that you said there was a cigarette company,
Views.
Yeah, was very, very stoked on this like conversion, because I bet it's way cheaper and way easier to like synthesize a chemical in mass in a lab than it is to like grow a fucking plant out of the earth, like process that in whatever way, add the shit to that, then like also get it in like this fucking tube of paper that's in a cigarette. You know, it's like so much less work for them. And I'm sure a lot of this is like that we're reading is like propaganda driven by cigarette companies to like kind of like push this conversion.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are they paying to like have these studies?
Very possible.
Yes, especially RJ Reynolds, which owns both vaping company and their humongous tobacco company, like big tobacco.
They're paying for more. Like back in the day, like cigarette companies paid for more studies than anything, and like they were biased studies to like find in the cigarette company's favor. And right now, that's the same thing we're going through right now. Is it's a bunch of these denial studies basically.
Sure.
I don't think that vaping's going to be as bad as cigarettes, because like let's face it, it's like not as bad as setting something on fire and like breathing in like the most carcinogenic parts of that.
Sure.
But I still think that we're in like a denial, put our heads in the sand kind of situation with it. But
yeah, I agree. Well, I'm hoping to make the what is it called? Like quitting? Make commitment to quit.com. Commit to quit. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm too old to like fight my addictions anymore, dude. It's just like, okay, dude, I only have like 40, 50 years left to live. Fuck it, I'm gonna smoke this.
100.
Dude, good luck with that, bro.
130.
Yeah.
Good luck. The world is gonna be fucked in 100 years, dude.
In a good way. I'm gonna have a floating brain.
A floating brain.
I'm gonna be in like a giant like little.
Like, it's a good thing we want to live in a village, because we might get to.
Yeah. Like a little commune
when it all collapses.
Yep.
The cards come falling down. We'll be
all right, guys.
all vaping
what
together.
what we got? What do you guys have? Just to wrap up the podcast up here in an hour long podcast. What do we have going on today? What are you guys doing this week?
This week? Well, today we got a little nephew's birthday we're going to.
Oh, nice.
So, happy birthday,
What'd you buy him?
Corbin.
Pokemon cards?
He's 3. I'll get there. Okay. I got him a little I got him this like John Deere tractor with like light up wheels. I thought it was kind of cool.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, he's an Iowa boy.
Yep. He loves his trucks and tractors.
Oh boy. Cool.
That's
what about you, Andrew?
Oh man, I got nothing going on. Work.
You have to work today?
No, not today. You said this week.
Okay.
Today,
yeah.
no, I'm not working on anything today. I'm gonna try to get some food. I want some brunch.
Right on.
You got me up early. I'm really bad at that. So now I'm gonna take full advantage of it if possible.
Take advantage of your day.
Up early, 10:30 a.m. That's crazy. I think up early is like 4 or 5 a.m. That's my usual up early throughout the week. But hey, we're different people.
You're better at it.
What about you, Trey?
Today I'm finishing up like a YouTube video, and then I'm gonna probably stream after that, do
Tight.
some Fortnite. So
yeah, dude, you were actually getting some crazy headshots on Friday.
dude, I'm getting real good at that
Really?
game.
Yeah. I was only able to watch for a while. I was on the Olympic for like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, I'll catch Trey. Because you're never streaming when I'm at the gym usually.
Well, I just started up again. So like I've done like 2 streams in the past 2 days. This will be my 3rd day in a row. Fingers crossed I actually do it. But yeah.
What are you using to edit your videos? Just
Adobe Premiere Pro.
You have the subscription?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, I've always used that shit.
It's $30 a month.
Yeah, you got to. Like,
Right.
it's like there's like free options, but it's like, why? Like learn the program that you need to learn. That's gonna be like kind of like the standard, and like the newer programs are gonna be like modeled after that. So like, take the time to learn something now, and it'll be easier in the future.
Yeah. Well, if you can cut on Adobe Premiere, you can cut on Final Cut.
Yeah, totally.
It's just a little bit different here and there. But I have Adobe Premiere Pro. We get like 100 listeners now thanks to Facebook. I mean, people are probably just clicking through, like, watching their...
What programs do you guys have? Send them our way.
People are watching, like, people... Have you seen this stupid... Real quick, have you seen this dumb hot pickle thing that's, like, going on the internet? It's like this chick in her car, she buys a hot pickle, and she, like... has this video of her, these hot pickles at convenience stores, first of all.
Yeah.
They're like...
Spicy pickle.
Spicy pickle.
In a little plastic bag.
It's like a big, giant
I know what
jumbo-
you're talking about now. We're on the same page now.
She buys one at a convenience store. She's like, oh, I've been waiting for my hot pickle. She's like holding her hot pickle. She's like, ooh. And it's like edited. So it's like zooming in on her. It's like changing her voice. And it's like doing all this crazy stuff. And then she's like sucking on it. She's like, I gotta suck on this juice. And like, she's just going, it's not even that funny, but people are going crazy about it online for some reason. Like, all my coworkers were talking about it all week last week. It has like 7 million views already. And she cut it really well. Like, it is funny because of how she cut the video. But anyway, what I'm saying is people are scrolling through Facebook watching that for the 9th time, and they see the EZPZ podcast probably next. Like, right. So thank you. If you just watched Hot Pickle Jumbo Pickle Girl, and you just somehow stumbled upon this podcast, thanks a lot.
We should have reposted it. That'll get us some hits.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hashtag hot pickle.
Let's just watch it right now and do a reacts. Eventually we'll be live streaming. Thanks to Trey's giving me that video camera. Still haven't put it to good use, but I want to be live streaming by episode 100. I've got 2-3 months to figure that out. Maybe 2019 initiative. You can follow the EZPZ at the EZPZ. You can follow me at Shaun S. Johnson. Trey's at totally.trey on Instagram. Totally_Trey on Twitter. Andrew's 5mit4 on Instagram. And what's your SoundCloud?
My SoundCloud, oh man, what is that? Form Music, so 4 the number ORM Music.
Tight.
You'll find it.
Yeah. And when are you gonna get some more tracks up?
Oh, dude, I actually wrote yesterday, which
nice.
is I don't do that. I think maybe the Mac Miller thing kind of like lit my fire a little bit.
There you go. Yeah, dude.
Pay some homage.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Nick Gandy on Facebook.
Yep.
Got the bookmarks. What else? You just did something else cool lately?
I did that little thing with the Walmart frame, the little devil baby.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool though.
Yeah.
Dude, I like that.
I like using interesting frames and making something out of it.
Yeah, you gotta help me. I have so much stuff to frame now. I got some more birthday gift stuff from, I think it's right there above the Xbox. Is that like all the mushrooms? Yeah. Bueller gave that to me. It's like all these mushrooms.
The thing is really cool.
I love mushrooms. I got these 2 light up mushrooms. I got this amazing like glass one I got for Christmas last year from Lydia's mom. Mushrooms are my favorite.
Tight.
Thank you guys for listening to episode 88 of EZPZ Podcast. And we out.
It's love.